Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Not So Open video, and in today's video will be another Grind for Goods episode, and more importantly, how I got the Cyclone in Krunker.io. If you want to join the giveaway for the wrench relic, then all you have to do is subscribe to my brother's channel, link in the description, and then comment down in this video or in my last video what your in-game username is in Krunker. In this video, I wanted to get a little bit in depth of how I got the Cyclone AK, which is probably, don't quote me on this, but probably the most expensive contraband to come out in Season 5. But I also did do another extremely good trade, so we're going to start with that one. So with that said, let's just get right into today's trades. Okay, so the first trade that we have here is my Retro Mania, my creamer head item, my fur ball, and 2 face items for the samurai sword. So if you guys don't know, in my last video, I unboxed the Retro Mania, which was actually really cool, but I underpaid for the samurai sword like crazy. Oh my goodness. The samurai sword is going up like incredibly right now, and the person that I actually trade, I overpaid at first, but then he told me to take out some of the items and put some legendary face items, and I'm like, oh, but I'm underpaying, do you still want that? And he said yeah. So I ended up getting in a huge deal for the samurai sword. And a little bit of a fun fact, samurai sword is actually one of the most desired samurai sword models. Like, there are tons of samurai sword modeled types of knives in Krunker, but the samurai sword is one of the most desired ones, meaning that everyone wants it like really, really badly. So this is what I would call an extremely successful downgrade. I did have to use a contra for this trade, but it is one of the most undesired and cheapest contras in the game at the moment, and it's one that I will never use. So the fact that I traded a really bad, undesired, cheap contraband with just a few legendaries to get a relic knife that is worth like almost 20,000 KR was just an insane deal. And I think I maybe got around 3,000 to 4,000 KR just in profit with money. But not only did I get a ton of like stonks with KR, but this would be so much easier to trade, and I could probably make so much profit if I wanted to. Now, the next trade that I have here is actually the biggest trade I ever made on my channel, which is kind of why I'm making it its own like video, because I did a 100,000 KR trade. So this is the trade that I ended up doing. My 1AD Contra AK and my Cold Snap die for the Cyclone. Now, the estimated price says I made 20,000 KR. This isn't correct. In my opinion, I would say this is a pretty fair trade. The thing about this is it's a bit risky because Cyclone is a new season item, which means nobody knows if it will drop or rise in the next season, while the items I gave away were from previous seasons, so people kind of have an idea of how much it's worth. I do think that this is an extremely good trade though, because the AK model is different. I am really sad though, because the Cold Snap has been my favorite die for a really long time, and I had it for like half a year before, and then when I started getting back to grinding, I had the Cold Snap for like 2 months, and I really liked the Cold Snap, but I did have to give it away if I wanted the Cyclone. But because the Cyclone is a little bit boosted, I may use it to my advantage, and I could just get a ton of stonks. I could probably get back the same items I did, but with something extra, so that I was able to make profit off of it and flip it for what I had before, but with even better stuff. But I also might just keep it because I really like the design of it, and I honestly think that it is such a cool weapon. When we did the trade, we both agreed that what we were putting down was fair, but the funny thing was I actually didn't have 10 KR to do the trade. I had 9 KR to do the trade, and I was getting a little bit worried because I actually really wanted the Cyclone, so I kept like trying to look for him, in game and I couldn't find him. But then I finally found him, and he said that he'll give me 1 KR, but he ended up giving me 10 because I don't think you can give 1 KR. And then so we ended up doing the trade, and that's kind of how I have the Cyclone. Now, I think that this is such a big trade, and it'll help me so much to my journey towards Spectralon and Vanta Black, and who knows, maybe even an unobtainable. My inventory is actually extremely close to being able to buy the Coroller. And when I do get an unobtainable, I'm going to make a huge video about it, and it will mark the end of Grind for Goods Season 2. But when that happens, I'm going to start a new series. It's still going to be Grind for Goods, but it's going to be Season 3, and it's going to be getting back to an unobtainable with absolutely nothing. So that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please like and please subscribe. I just made a new channel called Not So Oven Clips, where I'll be posting some of the best moments from my channel on there. And if you want to join the giveaway, then just sub to my brother, link in the description, and comment your in-game name in the comments in this video. And I guess that's it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!